Hello and welcome to Valuechain News. I am Naomi Oleribe. First, the headlines. Nigeria to grow gas reserves to 600 trillion cubic feet. Minister. Smuggled crude oil exported by other African countries. Chevron backs Nigeria's efforts towards energy transition. Pollution. Airing oil companies must be penalized for negligence. The Minister of State for Petroleum, Chief Timper Silva, says the federal government is currently working to grow the country's gas reserves from 206 trillion cubic feet to 600 TCF. Silva gave the assurance on Wednesday at the 23rd World Petroleum Congress in Houston, Texas. Reports states that the minister spoke at a session themed Regional Development and Opportunities in Africa. He said the increase will position Nigeria among the countries with the highest gas reserves in the world. According to him, the 600 trillion cubic feet reserve will enable Nigeria to achieve the desired development required of a gas nation. The federal government yesterday lamented smuggled crude oil and many goods from Nigeria were being exported by some countries. It also said it was working on securing $400 million loan from the African Development Bank to boost agro exports. The government noted that insecurity has contributed largely to Nigeria's downslide on Africa's preferred investment destination list to the 14th position. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment Niyi Adebayo blamed the exportation of the smuggled crude oil and goods on high export costs and state of infrastructure to the ports. Adebayo, however, assured that the government was already looking into the situation with a view to putting an end to it. Chevron Nigeria Limited has said it is supportive of the country's commitment towards energy transition with a special focus on both clean energy technologies and natural gas. The operator of the joint venture with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited said in a statement that December marked 60 years of its operation in Nigeria. For 60 years, Chevron have made significant contributions in Nigeria, not only as one of the country's largest oil and gas producers, but also as one of its largest investors, it said. The company said beyond its core oil and gas business, it had made significant contributions to the socio-economic development of Nigeria for 6 decades. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, has called on the federal government through its relevant agencies to penalize indigenous oil companies responsible for devastation of host communities where they operate. Lawan made the call in his concluding remarks after the Senate considered a motion on the extremely urgent need to stop the continuous crude oil and gas blowout spill at Santa Barbara well operated by Ito Eastern Exploration and Production Company Limited in Nembe, Bayelsa State. The Senate accordingly urged Ito's Eastern Exploration and Production Company to urgently seek, explore, and deploy relevant highest levels of expertise and technology to stop the spill and prevent the continuous damage to the environment and restore the life support system of the people. It also condemned in totality the oil spillage by Ito and urged the relevant agencies to invoke the maximum penalties applicable under the laws for such infractions. Facebook says Nigerians will pay 7.5% value-added tax on all ad placements from January 1st, 2022. The social media giant said this in a statement yesterday. According to the statement, the charge will apply to those buying ads for businesses or personal purposes. Due to implementation of a value-added tax in Nigeria, Facebook is required to charge VAT on the sale of ads to advertisers regardless of whether you are buying ads for businesses or personal purpose, the statement reads. All advertisers within the business country of Nigeria will be charged an additional 7.5% VAT on advertising services beginning from January 1st, 2022. The Central Bank of Nigeria yesterday released guidelines for its production and productivity initiatives through 100 projects for every 100 days. Information in the Apex Bank's website revealed that the initiative was designed to support the federal government's drive towards boosting productivity and economic diversification. It stated that a maximum loan of 5 billion naira per obligor would be approved under the initiatives, adding that any amount above 5 billion naira would require special approval of its management. The initiative will create the flow of finance and investment to enterprises with potentials to kickstart sustainable economic growth trajectory, accelerate structural transformation, promote diversification, and improve productivity. Major Chevron and the government of Equatorial Guinea have signed a production sharing agreement for an offshore block in the Douala Basin. Oil Minister Gabriel Mbaga said on Thursday. The agreement grants Chevron 80% ownership over block EG-09, which sits along Equatorial Guinea's northern border with Cameroon, south of the Assange and Allen oil fields. The remaining 20% is held by the country's national oil firm, GE Petrol. This deal reflects on the interest that foreign investors continue to have in the country and whose exploration will increase the production of hydrocarbons and increase state revenues, the oil ministry said in a statement. The US-based oil and gas producer has 38% stake and a 45% stake in other two blocks offshore of Equatorial Guinea, which it acquired during its $4.1 million purchase of the Noble Energy last year. Oil prices were on track for their biggest weekly gain since late August, with market sentiment buoyed by easing concerns over the Omicron coronavirus variant impact on global economic growth and fuel demand. The Brent and benchmark were both on course for gains of about 7% this week, their first weekly gain in 7 weeks, even after a brief bout of profit taken. Earlier in the week, the oil market had recovered the half losses suffered during the Omicron outbreak in November 25th, with prices lifted by early studies suggesting that 3 doses of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines offers protections against the variant. However, prices pressure is being applied by faltering domestic air traffic in China owing to tighter travel restrictions and weaker consumer confidence after repeated small outbreaks. And that's Value Chain News. Thank you for listening. My name is Naomi Oleribe. Have a great day.